Hong Kong, one of the most densely populated cities on Earth, known worldwide as a financial centre and for its shopping, pollution and fast pace of life. But in the green heart of Hong Kong, there is a magical place of beauty and tranquility. Kadoorie Farm and Botanic Garden. "70% of Hong Kong is green. However, much of it is young secondary forest, plantation and grasslands, but there are still scattered remnants of native forest. Kadoorie Farm's strategy is to explore these remaining pockets of old-growth forest, to search for rare species of trees and valuable plants.
It's beautiful.
And to keep them out of harm's way for present and future generations. Kadoorie Farm is a safe haven where people reconnect with nature. A little paradise. And this is its story. The name Hong Kong means fragrant harbour. Long ago, it was the centre for a flourishing trade in incense. One of the main ingredients of that was resin-rich wood taken from the endangered Aquilaria tree. The smoke from the burning of incense carries the prayers of the faithful up to their gods. So these trees are at a premium. Today, many temples do burn less valuable incense. But in China, there is still a high demand as the tree becomes increasingly rare. It's been over-harvested throughout southern China, and only isolated pockets remain in Hong Kong, including some on the protected slopes of Kadoorie Farm. But even here, the trees are prime targets for criminal gangs. Felled trees and abandoned camps are evidence that poachers have trespassed on Kadoorie Farm. Their target is an Aquilaria tree. But not the whole tree. They only want small pieces from the very heart of the Aquilaria, where they find the dark, resinous, aromatic agar wood. Entire trees are destroyed for a few valuable nuggets, each no bigger than your fist. These trees can live for 200 years, yet they're cut down in minutes for use in furniture, religious ceremonies, perfume, and traditional medicine. Kadoorie Farm's Aquilaria trees are under intense pressure from poachers. This is a huge challenge. Somehow, the trees have to be protected around the clock. Ribbons bear friendly messages from KFBG staff to the poachers, asking them to leave the trees alone for the poachers' own good fortune. Keeping them out is impossible, but the Flora Conservation team have come up with a clever yet simple solution to the problem. They protect each tree with a steel mesh cage. a last-ditch solution in a desperate situation. Kadoorie Farm has many Aquilaria trees, and caging is part of an ongoing program to protect them. Overseeing the work is Senior Officer Dr. Charlotte Chu.
咁其實呢啲樹木咁靚，咁咧我哋應該係好珍惜佢，同埋呢個樹木呢個樹林裏邊係好美麗嘅，我亦都好中意呢個地方。
Until recently, only a few trees with a visibly large quantity of resin were targeted. The resin was extracted from a wound and the trees were not felled.
以往咧，如果想採收佢嗰啲沉香咧，通常就會就咁整雙棵樹啦，然後就跟住1年或者2年後或者過一段時間先入翻嚟採收佢嗰啲出嚟嘅沉香嘅。但係而家咧，佢哋嘅做法咧就已經改變咗啦。咁就係直接係一下子就成棵樹斬咗佢，等佢可以即刻去採收咗所需要嘅木材，咁就拎走咗去。咁所以令到我哋而家嘅香樹就受到好大嘅破壞啦。
咩冚到就斬，冚到就斬啊！呢個山俾佢斬到好多啊！
其實喺個樹林裏邊，每一棵樹我哋都值得需要去關顧關注。希望以後咧，我哋就唔需要再用呢啲方法嚟保護啲樹，咁大家都識得去珍惜我哋所有嘅樹木。
And it's not only the trunk that's protected. To keep poachers out, the team must secure the cage to the forest floor. It's unsightly, but essential. The surviving trees will produce countless seeds to one day replace those that have been cut down. It's the final front in the battle to save this species. The slopes of Kadoorie Farm's nature reserve were bare in the 1950s, and as lush as they appear, it's secondary forest, low in species diversity. A wider variety of native tree species is being planted to provide more food and shelter for wildlife and increase resilience against climate change. Beyond Kadoorie Farm, tiny remnants of native forest still survive in remote valleys. The Flora team, led by senior botanist and head of flora conservation, Dr. Gunther Fischer, is studying the composition of these forests to help create the right balance on the slopes under his care. They spot the key plants by the shapes of their leaves and fruits. By collecting their seeds and propagating them, they intend to enrich the diversity of plants in KFBG's forest.
So we are here in a remnant forest in Hong Kong. Trees are 20 to 25 meters tall. The big one next to me is an Eliocarpus tree. So I think the size of this one is around 25 meters. It's not common, it's just found in these remnant patches, and we are planting this species also on the slopes in KFBG in order to improve our canopy.
The seed collecting is licensed by the Hong Kong government. While looking for those canopy trees, they come upon a real gem. Team member Kelvin Ip is excited.
咁喺我身旁呢一棵咧，其實係超過咗100年樹齡嘅南酸棗嚟㗎啦。咁其實我哋喺嘉道農場暨植物園嘅植樹區咧，其實亦都有種植同一樣嘅樹種㗎。咁希望喺100至150年之後，呢棵樹咧可以同呢棵樹一樣咧，長到一樣咁高咁大啦。
The team searches deeper and deeper into the forest. And eventually they find what they're looking for. A rare maple. But the tricky thing is to collect seeds from high up in the canopy.
Again.
Yeah, I think so. No.
Success. They've got what they came for, a crop of seeds that will help ensure that Hong Kong's native forests have a future.
Very good sample.
The seeds are taken to Kaduri Farm's native tree nursery. All of these young trees are grown from seeds collected in the wild. This guarantees genetic variation in the next generation. Each, with care, will grow into a mature tree. The nursery is also an important research facility. Different germination and growing techniques are tested here, simulating the natural conditions saplings experience in the forest. It's a long-term project. Decades could pass before all these plants reach maturity. Here, the seeds are washed and sorted. Damaged and diseased seeds are removed, leaving only those most likely to germinate. Each year, about 30,000 saplings are raised here. Some will grow in the grounds of Kaduri Farm. Others are planted elsewhere in Hong Kong by local conservation organisations. It's part of an initiative to protect the diversity of plants and animals in a vast area of tropical and subtropical Asia called the Indo-Burma Hotspot, which stretches from southeast China to eastern Bangladesh. One of KFBG's contributions is to propagate and plant threatened tree species for Hong Kong. But they also need to protect what still exists here. And urban Hong Kong continues to expand at a disturbing rate. Some developers see privately owned agricultural land and woodland as land banks just waiting to be built on. Not appreciating the land's intrinsic value. Local people who care about the natural environment may feel powerless against economic forces. But a small team of ecological watchdogs from KFBG speaks up for nature. The Ecological Advisory Programme monitors plans for developments within environmentally sensitive areas of Hong Kong, calling on their in-depth knowledge of ecology and the law. Many people believe that Hong Kong's natural heritage should be preserved. One man leading the fight is Kaduri Farm's Dr. Chu Sin Tuk. While he's often found making formal objections to unsuitable planning applications, today he's where he loves to be, out in the field. This remote, idyllic valley was recently earmarked for development. It's the site of an old village, abandoned in the 1960s. It's a 30-minute uphill walk from the nearest road, and the villagers were rehoused in a modern town long ago. Tuck and his team objected to the recent development proposal, and this upland valley, with its spirits of the past, has now been saved.
當我哋而家喺呢個咁天然嘅環境，我哋都要問翻自己，或者係要反思下，究竟咩係叫可持續發展？係咪喺啲郊野公園地方，所有啲山區、啲樹林都係變咗一個石屎森林，我哋先會覺得呢樣嘢先係一個好好嘅發展呢？即變咗喺呢啲咁嘅嘢，我哋係咪要慢慢思考下？究竟喺香港嚟講，係咪大家都香港市民都係呢個追求呢個咁嘅要求呢？
And the valley has one more surprise in store. While exploring the derelict village, Tuck discovers a piece of forgotten Kaduri farm history. The remains of a small footbridge spanning a stream. It was built in 1957 with the help of the original Kaduri Agricultural Aid Association, the KAAA. These footprints of history, dams, wells, pathways, pigsties and roads are found in villages throughout Hong Kong. Lawrence and Horace Kaduri supported more than 300,000 local villages. They helped people to help themselves and put Hong Kong on its feet after World War II.
"變咗我哋呢度嘅我哋嘅部門嘅工作呢，喺保護呢啲咁嘅地方呢，其實唔係話純粹係為咗我哋呢代嘅人。其實呢，我哋都做呢啲咁嘅嘢呢，係希望喺香港一代代呢，將來第日都係可以享受呢啲咁嘅地方。
And these future generations are the concern of the Education Department, which organises many different activities at Kaduri Farm to help reawaken people's interest in nature. The problem is that in cities across the globe, children are becoming increasingly isolated from the natural world. Yet most children love to be in nature. To help youngsters reconnect, Kaduri Farm takes a holistic approach to education.
Walk slowly and observe everything around you.
To raise awareness of nature and people's place within it. Collecting leaves and berries from the forest and using them to create simple artwork engages all the senses. Head, heart and hands, all in harmony. And it need not be hard to find that connection. Our economic system demands endless growth and consumption, fueled by advertising, that persuades us that happiness will come from buying things we don't want or need. KFBG's antidote is to help people become aware of the natural happiness that is part of what we already are. And being at one with nature can provide us with the key to unlock it. Not far from Kaduri Farm, there's a small village where the Fauna Conservation Department provides a community service. Head of Fauna Conservation is Dr. Gary Aids. He's leading a team of volunteers to do some spring cleaning for a roost of vulnerable bats.
When you're working inside with these bats, these are the Himalayan leaf-nosed bat, which is the largest insectivorous bat in Hong Kong.
These leaf-nosed bats were in danger of being evicted from this old building.
So if you do make any noise...
But the owner came to an agreement with Kaduri Farm.
OK, is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll get our masks on first.
OK, thank you.
If the pungent guano on the floor is cleared regularly, the bats can stay. The smell of ammonia is overpowering. It's not a job for the faint-hearted.
We've been quite successful today. Quite quickly we've collected the bat guano, and the students, I think, are enjoying themselves. They haven't had such an unusual experience before, working underneath a population of bats just above our head. Actually, this collection is sort of a win-win for the bats and for the villagers, because by removing the guano, the villagers are kind of more comfortable about leaving the bats here because they don't really like the smell of the bat waste. We managed to sort of build up a relationship. We've been collecting guano, bringing it back to the Kaduri Farm Botanic Garden and composting it, and is then sold in our shop as potting fertiliser for plants. So it's really quite a positive story with a nice sustainable ending to bat waste. Well done. Good job.
This was hot but rewarding work.
Okay, goodbye bats.
And the volunteers are enthusiastic.
就我覺得我會再嚟呢度咯，因為都可以幫到即係個村民去清理呢度啲蝙蝠屎，而呢啲蝙蝠亦都係有佢嘅生態價值咯。
我嚟之前咧就覺得呢項工作係好難嘅，但係嚟到之後咧覺得其實嗰陣味都唔係咁大，而且咧我喺呢度可以聽到啲聲啦，蝙蝠聲。都幾唔錯㗎，唔係我想象中嗰啲好恐怖嘅聲，而係一啲好似雀仔咁嘅聲啦。
As each bat can eat thousands of mosquitoes and other insects in a single night, and the bat is a symbol of good fortune and happiness in Chinese culture, this project brings benefit to all concerned, including the bats.
So this is one of 26 species, and just last year, actually, the SPCA
As evening approaches, Gary Aid's working day continues.
And it turns out that bat is probably a new species for Hong Kong. So that might.
He's introducing a group from the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals to the bats of Hong Kong.
Right, okay.
It's unlikely that many of these visitors will have seen a bat so close before. But it's not only the bats they're here for. Nor is it only to photograph the stunning sunset. They're waiting for the start of their own special night safari. In a 24-hour neon-lit city, people rarely see a proper night sky. So this is a whole new experience, and you never know what you might see. A barking deer and her fawn. A family of wild boar. Porcupines. Even a leopard cat. A whole caste of nocturnal creatures live wild in the KFBG forest. And tonight's safari is on the trail of Hong Kong's amphibians.
Okay, could you all come over here, please?
Meet the Hong Kong newt.
These are actually very common on our stream here because the stream is very well protected. But in other parts of Hong Kong, it's been poached quite heavily for the pet trade.
Poisonous.
You're right, it is poisonous. It exudes a kind of toxin on its skin. Actually, many predators will not eat this. They won't touch the Hong Kong newt. Make sure that you do wash your hands after you touch it, okay?
The meet and greet over, the newt is returned to his pool in the stream. And while the fauna team had a busy and satisfying night, the next morning the flora conservation team gets some disturbing news. A patrol has been dispatched to the forest to check the Aquilaria cages. With the price of the fragrant agar wood at 30,000 Hong Kong dollars a kilo, poachers will stop at nothing to steal it.
Wow, this棵樹俾人斬咗喎，咁大棵俾人斬咗喎，連苗都斬咗。
These cages are not totally impregnable.
你影相啊？哦，咁大棵俾人cut咗，俾人斬咗。
Was all that hard work for nothing?
哦，師傅打電話返公司。好啊，好啊，好仔。
The sad news is relayed back to Senior Officer Ryan Chu. Does this mean they'll have to rethink their strategy?
咁過咗半年之後，我哋陸陸續續發現有啲土沉香仍然係被砍伐嘅。佢哋可能會被剪咗啲圍網，然後亦都可能佢哋會爬入去圍網裡面，然後去斬嗰啲樹。但係我哋發現個數量已經大大減低咗好多，所以我哋相信呢個計劃最終係會成功嘅。
Although one Aquilaria tree has been destroyed, Ryan and Charlotte plant another, even rarer tree as a symbol of hope. This will enhance the species diversity and provide food for native wildlife. A tree guard protects a sapling from deer and porcupine. It's the planting of trees like this over 60 years that has turned a steep, barren hillside into a living tapestry of secondary native woodland, gardens and organic farmland. For the Flora Conservation Team, the challenge to conserve and invigorate Hong Kong's green spaces continues. From collecting and nurturing to protecting. It's all in a day's work at Kaduri Farm and Botanic Garden. From tiny seeds, great forests will grow. In young minds, love of nature will take root. Through education, cooperation and conservation, these green shoots will bear fruit for a greener future for Hong Kong and its people.